Getting pumped.
Yeah.
No,
Stoked.
we're getting stoked.
I think the most fun thing is that you have a new generation.
Yeah.
You know, you see the mums and dads that used to hang around in the 80s in the back, and then the kids are up front going wild. You know, so that's great. You know, we have a.
When we did our comeback show, Sweden Rock Festival 2004, it was completely mixed, and it was kind of a new start for us. And then when we did the third comeback album, Last Look at Eden, then something happened. We started realizing there was a younger generation, younger kids in our audience, and since then they sort of stayed with us. So it's kind of like Ian says, we see the oh yeah, I recognize that, yeah, and then there's some new kids, and couldn't be better though.
The song from the final countdown album, you guys ready?
Well, I'm a music connoisseur. As a writer, I want to listen to music all the time, and there are new bands that are amazingly, and they are important. They are important to bridge the gap, and to create a new business where DJs and journalists and everybody needs to sort of get on board. Rival Sons, you got Delta Saints, you got Whiskey Myers, and Dave is going to do next Whiskey Myers as well, I think. You got Vintage Caravan. There are young bands with power and soul, and so that's what we need to grab, because we have a back catalogue already. I mean, we're here, we can entertain, but we need to support these new bands.
Britain is leaving Europe, but do Europe plan to maintain ties with Britain?
We are deeply rooted with the UK, the cradle of rock.
It's a really unique occasion to kind of bring the band back together. You know, it's an honor to share the stage with Tom and Scott Travis on drums. It's incredible, man. So it's a really unique thing for the fans. We were just talking earlier about how, you know, we're happy for Scott going. You know, Scott has really waved the Thin Lizzy flag. He's kind of been the sole bearer of that for a long time, certainly since Phil passed, and in various incarnations. So, you know, we're just proud, man. Proud to be a part of it. It certainly came at a good time for us. You know, Aerosmith has got some downtime this year. Black Star Riders has been prepping to go in the studio, which we're going in next month. So,
okay, excellent.
The timing of all that worked out really well.
What's it like playing with another iconic band? Because it's not something many people really get to do, is it?
No, it is not. And I was just, mentioning to these guys about how this is the first time I've ever done anything like this.
Yeah.
I've never done anything outside of my band, out of Aerosmith, which I'm kind of embarrassed to say. I should have been out, exploring a long time ago.
Do you think 2016 is a good time for rock? Is it a good vintage?
You know what I think is that 2016 is a good time for bands that have a fan base, that are established and have an audience out there that has supported them for decades, much like Aerosmith's fans, certainly Thin Lizzy and Black Star Riders. So it's kind of incumbent upon the bands to, if they'll deliver the goods, which is essentially what the Chili Peppers and Heart have done. Those are both great records. I've heard both of them, and they've delivered another great album. So, if you're committed to continuing to express yourself like that, yeah, it's a great time to be in a classic band or have ties to a classic band.
there was always a Rolling Stone cover story that said, you know, this is the death of Rush, and it's annoying, you know, to hear people put that out there. But I don't know, there's just something about it that keeps it's persistent, you know. It's like a bad rash that won't go away.
Aerosmith absolutely transcends that because, you know, it's still the band. I mean, you know, it's the 5 original guys. That's unachievable on a level that's almost hard to describe. You know, to keep the original band that has accomplished what they have. Thin Lizzy's very different in that there's, you know, we are essentially a tribute to Phil. You know, a gathering of like minds and a couple guys that were in the original band. So it's really 2 different things. And as you know, we would never put out new music as Thin Lizzy. Hence the
Black Star Riders, right?
Star Riders.
So that was a conscious decision. It was a. But do you feel as though it was you didn't want to interfere with the brand of Thin Lizzy, or was it to escape the brand of Thin Lizzy for your own sakes as musicians and writers?
I don't think we wanted to suffer the wrath of the Thin Lizzy fan base, because let me tell you something, man. I'm one of those fans.
Yeah.
You know, it was not hard for me to know what it would feel like to be on the outside. And somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, Damon, you love Thin Lizzy. I hear they're making a new album without Phil Lynott." I wouldn't have wanted to hear about it.
I think it definitely is an experiment and exploration. We were determined to come up with a festival which catered to the older rock fan who've done a lifetime journey with the bands that they love.
Yeah.
You want comfort in there. You probably don't want roving gangs of teenagers on some kind of rite of passage. It's wonderful you get the sun, and it's wonderful you get the real ale. And people are just relaxing, taking the time, checking out all the different rock bands in their own pace. And that's really what we wanted to try and do. We're up 35% year on year. And this is the southeast of England. It's difficult to get to, but it's a beautiful park, which is why we chose to do it here. So if you want to go into your commerciality and your business plans of it, that works. But what's more important to me is that the vibe's working. People are doing this on an organic level and talking to each other and networking, saying, "Come along, I had a great time last year. You'd really like it."
We just really enjoyed it last year. It was a great atmosphere. We've got lots of our own friends who are here, and it's just a lovely atmosphere. We really enjoyed it.
Do you think it caters for a certain type of rock fan?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Us guys get. I mean, I'm 61, so
Okay.
Obviously getting on a bit now. Inglorious opened up today and they were brilliant. I only got their album last week and they were quite a new band, about a year or so. And it's them bands that are keeping it all going.
We love festivals, we come every year to festivals, and we were not inspired by the download lineup, which we normally are. We were looking for, we love Blackstone Cherry, and so we found Blackstone Cherry, they were coming here, and so we thought, let's try something different, and let's do something a bit cool and a bit different.
How old are you? 10, which makes you 8. 10 and 8. Now, do you think this is a lovely place to come? Are you happy here? What do you like best? Yeah. What sort of music is it? Yes, it is. And what do you think? Are you happy listening to this sort of music and having a nice day out with your mum and dad? You look, she's really happy. So, mum and dad. What do you want to do? Being able to take your kids to this sort of thing, it must be a bit of a godsend, surely. I mean,
absolutely.
It is.
I mean, have you found it quite easy to sort of manoeuvre around and just?
I think so, yeah. Everything's in a good place. Bars are strategically placed next to meat and things like that, which is always what you want.
Wow, pushing it in